They hid this from you for a very simple reason. If you found out how your energy works, no one else could control you. What I'm about to show you was banned, because it's not symbolic. It's practical, it's direct, and it's dangerous for those who profit from your confusion. There's a point in your body that, when activated the right way, makes your energy change state. You feel it instantly, in your body, on your skin, and the world starts responding differently. But almost no one notices, because everyone's looking in the wrong place. Today you're going to understand exactly how to control your vibration. No talisman, no ritual, no guru. And the craziest part? You're already using this energy right now, even without knowing it. The problem is, using it by accident isn't the same as using it with intention. And that's when everything changes. The ignorant man blames others for his condition. The semi-wise blames himself, but the wise one realizes that everything is energy in motion. You're broadcasting right now, at this very moment. Even if you don't want to, even if you don't know it. There's a frequency coming out of you, moving through space, touching everything around you, shaping the invisible. And the scariest part, no one ever told you. They always made you believe that reality is just out there, fixed, solid, an unchangeable structure that you have to accept, adapt to, and resign yourself to. But the truth is the opposite. Reality isn't static. It responds, it adjusts, it shapes itself according to what you carry inside. Your thoughts aren't just thoughts. They're not stuck in your head like powerless words. They're impulses that spread out, vibrations that interact with the field around you. And the more emotion they carry, the more power they have. Anger, fear, excitement, desire. All of that changes your energetic signature. Have you ever noticed how a room changes when someone walks in full of tension? Or how a conversation can suddenly feel lighter, for no obvious reason, when someone shows up with a real smile? That's the field at work. That's energy being transmitted and received. That's you affecting the world without saying a single word. Now think about this. If that happens even when you don't mean to, what would happen if you did it on purpose? The biggest mistake was teaching you that action only exists in the physical, that you only create when you do something with your hands, your body, your voice. That's a lie. Creation starts before that. It starts in the invisible. It starts with what you feel, what you believe, what you imagine over and over again. All of that has direction. All of that has weight. All of that creates a response. And maybe now it makes sense why so many things in your life seem to repeat. It's like you're trying to change the storyline, but the same characters keep showing up. The same challenges, the same emotions, the same patterns. That happens because the field is just sending back what you're putting out, not as punishment, not as karma, but as vibrational correspondence. You don't start controlling energy when you learn a technique. You start when you realize you never stopped emitting it. The difference is awareness. When you don't notice, you become a victim of your own impulses. Life turns into a chaotic reflection of what's unresolved inside you. But when you see what's going on, everything changes. Because now you have the chance to choose what you're going to put into the field. And here's the most overlooked point of all. The field doesn't respond to what you pretend to feel. It responds to what vibrates with authenticity. There's no use repeating positive phrases if inside you're still carrying guilt, anger, or frustration. There's no use forcing a pretty mental image if your body is locked up in fear. Energy doesn't lie. It records exactly what you're living inside, even the things you hide from yourself. And that's what makes all of this so powerful, because it doesn't matter where you are, who you're with, how much you have or don't have. The field doesn't react to your social status. It responds to your vibrational state. And that state changes constantly as your thoughts, emotions, and intentions shift. The problem is that no one taught you to notice that. No one showed you that you're already sending out signals all the time. No one explained that every automatic reaction, every suppressed emotion, every belief you never questioned is feeding that field. And the field, like a sensitive mirror, gives you more of the same. More situations to reinforce what you already feel. More people who confirm what you already believe. More experiences that keep you at the same frequency. But broadcasting by accident is different from shaping by intention. And that's the point where everything changes. How to feel real energy in your body. You realize you're emitting energy. You feel like it has an impact, but you can't quite locate where, when, or how it's happening in your body. And that's where the detail that changes everything lies. Your body doesn't just feel energy, it's the most sensitive radar you have, and it's trying to warn you all the time. Have you ever walked into a room and felt a strange heaviness in the air, even though no one said a word? Ever talked to someone who was smiling, but something in your chest warned you there was something fake behind their words? Ever had chills out of nowhere? No wind, no cold, no rational explanation? That's not random. That's the field trying to communicate with you. And guess what? The body senses it before the mind understands. The truth is, the body is light years ahead of your thoughts. While the mind is still trying to interpret, justify, or doubt, the body has already recorded it. It already picked up the vibration. It already decoded the frequency. And if you learned to listen to what it's saying, you'd have access to an intuitive intelligence that never fails. This intelligence shows up in simple ways: a sudden pressure on your forehead, a tingling in your hands when you deeply connect with someone, a heat that rises along your spine when you align with something true, a tightness in your stomach when something's not right. These signs aren't physical symptoms in the medical sense. They're vibrational responses. They're like alerts, coded messages sent by the field and translated by your system. But what happens? Most people have learned to ignore these signs, or to treat them as random, meaningless things. You feel something strange in the air, but get distracted by your phone. You feel tightness in your chest, but grab a coffee and go on with your day. You get a chill for no reason, but laugh and say it was your imagination. And so, day after day, that channel of perception gets muffled. Not because it disappears, but because you stopped listening. The body is like a radio. If you tune it to the right station, it gives you access to information the rational mind could never reach. And that kind of listening doesn't require studying or theory. It requires presence, silence, attention. Thoth said that the body is the temple, but it's also the key. He taught that the soul doesn't just live in the body, it communicates through it. And that the signs we ignore today were, for ancient initiates, an essential part of spiritual training. They knew there's no separation between matter and energy, that what shows up physically is a reflection of what was already vibrating before, in a subtle way. And if the body is the radar, what's the switch that activates the system precisely? That's where the key comes in, one that's always been within your reach, but has been so overlooked you didn't even notice it: the breath. Yes, the simple act of inhaling and exhaling, the thing you do every day, all the time, without giving it the slightest attention. What no one told you is that breath is the direct channel between the physical world and the subtle world. It's how energy enters, moves, and spreads. And when you breathe poorly, your entire energy structure starts to fail. Think with me. The first thing you do when you're born is inhale. The last thing when you die is exhale. Everything that happens between those 2 points depends on how you breathe. When you're calm, your breath deepens. When you're anxious, it becomes short and stuck in your chest. What nobody explained is that this isn't just an emotional reflex. It's vibrational engineering happening in real time. Shallow breathing, the kind that stays high in the chest, fast and choppy, cuts off the flow of vital energy. It disconnects you. It makes the field unstable, weak, vulnerable. Your body goes into defense mode. Your mind becomes reactive. Your perception shuts down. You stop feeling. You stop noticing. You stop accessing. And everything starts to lock up. Now, take a deep breath with me, but not in your chest. Bring the air all the way down to your belly. Let your stomach rise. Then slowly release it through your mouth. Feel what happens. A slight relief. A pause. A moment of presence. It's subtle, but it's real. That's energy moving. That's the field being fed with attention. Thoth said that the breath is the bridge between worlds. The breath carries the spark. And when you breathe with intention, you are literally guiding the vital flow within you. This isn't a metaphor. It's spiritual anatomy. Breathing isn't just oxygen. It's code. It's command. It's transmission. Babies breathe with their bellies. Naturally. Effortlessly. Before stress, before rush, before the world's programming. Over time, that pattern gets lost. The tension rises, and the breath rises with it. You start living in a hurry, always chasing time, and your breathing becomes short, disconnected, like you're constantly on alert. And that's when you start losing contact with your own field. But getting that back is simple. Not easy, but simple. Just slow down. Just bring awareness back to the body, to the center, to the flow. You don't need sophisticated techniques. You don't need rituals. You need presence. Do this now. Place one hand on your chest and the other on your belly. Breathe and notice which one rises first. If it's your chest, your pattern is reversed. It's time to reprogram. Now inhale slowly, pulling the air with your belly. Let the lower hand rise, then exhale gently. Repeat. Again. And one more time. That's reconnection. Do this every day. In the morning, before anything else. At night, before sleeping. During the day, when you feel off-center. With each cycle of conscious breathing, your field begins to respond. Your frequency begins to stabilize. Perception begins to open. This is the kind of practice no one will sell you in a course, because it's free. It's been with you from the beginning. But when you master this simple gesture, you start accessing states of presence that completely change the way you feel the world. And when that energy starts to flow, something inside you needs to be aligned so it doesn't leak out again. Inner alignment. How to stop energy leaks. There's no point in activating the field if it's leaking from all sides. It's like trying to fill a bucket full of holes. The more you try to pour in, the faster you lose. And that's the problem with those who only awaken halfway. They start breathing better, feel something different, notice changes, but go back to the old chaos because inside, everything is still misaligned. When you live in conflict between what you feel, what you think, and what you do, your energy short-circuits. It splits, it scatters, it loses strength. And even if you're doing everything right on the outside, nothing holds on the inside. You feel tired for no reason, irritated without cause, confused even after meditating. It's like something is always pulling you back to the same place. And it is. That something is inner disorder. It's the incoherence between your parts. The body wants rest, but the mind screams urgency. The heart wants peace, but the thoughts feed guilt. The soul longs for meaning, but you keep repeating routines that drain your light. And in the middle of all this, energy tries to flow, but it can't. Because there's no clear path. There's noise. There's resistance. There's sabotage. Thoth taught that the human being is made of three currents: the physical, the soul, and the spirit. The body is the anchor, the soul is the bridge, and the spirit is the command. When these three forces are in harmony, you become a pure channel. Energy doesn't just circulate, it responds, it organizes, it creates. But if there's static between one and another, nothing flows. Everything gets blocked. And you feel it. You feel when something's off, even if you can't explain it. You know that emptiness that shows up when you do what you should. But deep down you know it's not right for you. That low, constant anxiety that comes with decisions you made just to please, to survive, or to keep up appearances. That's energy collapsing inside your field. Energy doesn't respect
There's noise, there's resistance, there's sabotage.
Isn't perfection. It's alignment. It's when your yes is yes, both inside and out. It's when what you think, feel, and do all point in the same direction, even if that direction is still full of doubt. What matters isn't certainty. It's the integrity between your parts. And maybe that's the most ignored point on the energetic path. Because the world taught you to separate everything. The body is the body, the mind is the mind, spirit is a religious thing. But Thoth said, what's fragmented inside shows up as chaos outside. And if you want to see real change in your life, you have to stop running from the parts you've kept apart. When your body asks for rest and you push for productivity, you're harming yourself. When your soul asks for silence and you chase distraction, you're betraying yourself. When your truth wants to emerge, but you shut it down out of fear of rejection, you're suffocating your own field. And that disconnection becomes the pattern. It becomes a habit. It becomes your identity. Until you start believing that's just how it is. That living in inner conflict is normal. That feeling heavy, tense, constantly doubtful is just part of being an adult. But it's not. That's just a sign your energy is stuck in a system you didn't consciously choose. And until that's seen, the leaks continue. And this alignment doesn't need to be mental or theoretical or symbolic. It can be physical, real, felt in your body, felt in your hands. And that's what most people never showed you, that you can literally touch energy, that it can become tangible. And when that happens, all doubt disappears, because it's no longer about belief. It's about direct experience. Now do this. Sit with your spine upright, feet flat on the floor, eyes gently closed or half closed, focused on a neutral point. Take a deep breath. Inhale through the nose, exhale slowly through the mouth. Repeat, again and again. Let the air calm your thoughts, your body, your mind. Now rub your palms together firmly until you feel a slight warmth building up. Really rub them. Heat them like you're sparking a flame. Then stop. Slowly separate your hands, keeping about 4 to 6 inches between them. Stay there, in silence, present, just observing. Do you feel anything? Maybe a tingling, a slight magnetism, a subtle pulse, as if something is there, in the empty space between your hands, something invisible but real. As if the air had gained weight. This isn't psychological. It's not your imagination. This is the field responding to your intention, to your attention. Now slowly bring your hands closer without letting them touch. Then pull them apart again. Feel the resistance forming in between, as if there's a bubble, like there's a living, elastic, invisible membrane. That's your energy intertwining. It's your field being shaped by your own hands. If you want, go further. Play with this sphere. Slowly move your palms in opposite circles, like you're spinning a ball of energy. Visualize this sphere taking form. Size, color, frequency. Feel the warmth increasing, the density intensifying. It might even start to pulse, like a heart vibrating outside the body. That's the confirmation you needed. Because when the body feels, there's no mental argument that can deny it. You now not only understand that energy exists, you touch it. And that touch is everything. It's the turning point. It's when you stop consuming knowledge and start becoming the practice. Thoth said the body is an instrument, that the hands are extensions of the mind, and that where intention is clearly directed, form manifests. He wasn't talking about spells or empty mysticism. He was talking about vibrational command, applied consciousness, presence shaping reality. How to clean your field and stop carrying weight that isn't yours. Now that you've felt, activated and shaped energy with your own hands, there's a responsibility no one can avoid: cleansing the field. There's no use generating energy if it gets mixed with residues that aren't even yours. You can be doing everything right internally, but if you're carrying the vibrational weight of dense environments, heavy conversations, other people's thoughts, and unresolved memories, your field becomes contaminated. It gets cloudy. It gets heavy. It gets confused. And the most dangerous part is that this happens subtly. You don't even notice that you're carrying what doesn't belong to you. Just being in a space filled with tension is enough. Your field starts to absorb. Just spending time with someone negative, and you begin to vibrate like they do. Just a few minutes scrolling through social media, consuming fear, scarcity, comparison, and your system already begins to clog up. It's as if your field were a filter. Everything passes through it. But if you don't clean it, the filter gets blocked, and when it does, you feel it. There's that unexplained tiredness, that mental fog that disconnects you from yourself, that heaviness in your body that even sleep can't fix, that feeling of being dirty inside even after a physical shower. That's why the first thing you need to integrate as a habit is energetic hygiene, not as a mystical ritual, but as self-care. Just as important as brushing your teeth or taking a shower, because your field needs drainage. Release. Discharge. Start simple. Breathe. Slowly, deeply. And on the exhale, visualize dark smoke leaving through your mouth. That's dense energy leaving your body. Do it 3 times, but with intention, with presence, like you're actually cleansing yourself from within. Now, raise one of your hands, palm facing your body, and start sweeping the field, without touching, from your shoulders down to your feet, like you're cleaning off invisible dust, with slow, conscious movements from the top of your head to the tips of your fingers. Then, shake your hands out. Feel the difference. If you want to go deeper, use water as an ally. It's one of nature's most receptive elements. A bath with coarse salt helps discharge what got stuck. A handful of coarse salt on the shower floor, warm water running over you, slow breathing, eyes closed. As you exhale, imagine the dense energy sliding down your body, being pulled into the drain. If you want to go even further, add rosemary or lavender. They don't just cleanse, they restore the field. And you don't have to do this only when you feel bad. Do it as maintenance, as prevention. Your field needs clean space to expand. And when you feel that lightness coming in, you realize how much you were carrying before. Now that the field is clean, the next layer comes: shielding. Protecting your energy like a temple, or else everything will get drained again. Because a clean field is like a house with the windows open. The wind comes in, the light moves freely, but dust, noise, and unwanted visitors can enter too. So now it's time to seal the gaps, to create a vibrational structure around you that acts as a shield, not to isolate you, but to preserve you. To make sure that what you feel, think, and emit isn't invaded or diluted. Energetic protection doesn't need to be rigid. It needs to be alive, fluid, intelligent, and you can create it with the same tool that moves everything: intention. Sit with your spine upright. Take a deep breath. Feel your body. Close your eyes. And now, with a calm mind, visualize a sphere of light around you. It starts small, close to your skin. Then it begins to expand. A round, embracing, pulsating field, as if you were inside a living bubble. This bubble is yours. It's shaped by your vibration. Now choose the color that makes the most sense for you. Gold, if you need strength. Blue, if you seek calm. White, if you want clarity. Each frequency has a quality, and your system recognizes it intuitively. You don't need to know the meaning. Just feel it. With each breath, this sphere grows stronger. It pulses with your field. It doesn't pull you away from the world. It connects you to what's yours and blocks what isn't. This is your vibrational signature. It's your sacred boundary. Transmutation, the hidden gift that converts pain into power. True mastery of energy isn't about protecting yourself from the world, but about learning to transform everything that comes your way. This is the most silent and at the same time the most revolutionary power a person can reach, the power of transmutation, turning density into clarity, pain into strength, fear into will. This is the inner alchemy that the ancients taught plainly, but that has been misunderstood for centuries as if it were just a metaphor. It's not. It's technique. It's practice. It's real. Dense energy is not the enemy. It's just energy out of place, out of form, misunderstood. When you learn how to deal with it, you stop running, stop resisting, and start recycling. Because everything that comes to you with weight arrives because there is something within you with the structure to transmute it. If there wasn't, it wouldn't come. It starts like this. The next time you feel that pain in your chest, that strange anxiety, that unexplained irritation, stop. Don't react. Don't distract yourself. Don't try to throw it away. Observe. Breathe deeply. Bring your attention straight to the center of your abdomen, above your navel. That's your inner fire, the power point, the alchemical furnace of your consciousness. With each inhale, see a golden flame lighting up in that spot. It doesn't burn. It purifies. With each exhale, feed that flame with what's bothering you. Offer up the pain, the fear, the confusion. See all of it becoming fuel. The flame grows, shines, transmutes. You can enhance this process with sound. A simple prolonged M with closed lips. It hums. It vibrates your chest, your skull, your stomach. The vibration breaks up energetic buildup, reorganizes. While you vocalize, imagine the golden flame pulsing stronger. It dances with the vibration. It understands the command. Now choose a color. Violet is most often used for this kind of work because it vibrates high and dissolves dense patterns easily. Visualize this light surrounding your entire body, like a cloud, like a spiral field. It enters through your hands, your head, your feet. It moves through tension points, pulls out what's out of place, reorganizes, illuminates. If you want, you can then switch to gold. Gold energizes, stabilizes, grounds. You can do this with your eyes closed, in silence, or with soft music, anywhere. In the car, before a meeting, after a heavy day. This is your inner lab, your space of transmutation. The more you use it, the more accessible it becomes. The more sensitive you become. The more aware you are of what you're vibrating. Thoth said, "The true mage is the one who turns shadow into light without making noise, who walks through chaos without being swallowed by it, who doesn't isolate from pain, but transforms it into consciousness." And this is the most advanced point on the journey, when you realize that there's no such thing as bad energy, only misunderstood energy. And if it came to you, then it's with you that it can be reconfigured. And with this mastery, you no longer react to the world. You begin to shape it from the inside out. Because this is where everything changes. When you realize the world out there isn't happening to you, but through you. That everything you emit, feel, believe, and repeat returns, echoes, materializes, organizes into events, people, conversations, signs. You look at the outer chaos and recognize the reflection. You feel the density of an environment and identify what part of you vibrates the same. You realize your choices aren't neutral. They create waves, and those waves come back. Reality is not something fixed that you have to accept. It's a sensitive mirror. You vibrate. It manifests. You sustain it. It crystallizes. You repeat it. It becomes a pattern. And that's why now, with everything you've already activated, cleansed, protected, and transmuted, it's time to take full control. Create a phrase that translates the frequency you want to live in, but not a loose, generic phrase like those canned affirmations you see around. Create an affirmation that vibrates with your story, that speaks to your moment, that brings truth. It could be something like, "I am the living presence of my power," or "Everything I emit returns multiplied in balance." Feel which phrase touches you. It needs to give you chills. It needs to vibrate. Now choose a gesture. It could be touching 2 fingers together. Placing your hand on your chest. Bringing your hand to the center of your forehead. Something simple, physical, that your body memorizes. Each time you repeat the phrase, repeat the gesture. This combination creates an energetic anchor. Your field starts to recognize it. With every repetition, the information gets embedded more deeply. The vibration aligns. Reality begins to respond. And if you want to fully seal this command, choose an object that represents you. It could be a crystal, a regular stone, a bracelet, a ring, something you carry with you. Hold this object, say your affirmation, make your gesture, and that's it. Now it carries your frequency. If you've made it this far, comment now. I choose to vibrate with awareness. That way we anchor it into the field, and you help others find this knowledge too. And if you'd like to help this channel grow and share more content like this out there, there's a special contribution link in the first pinned comment. Any amount already makes a huge difference to keep this message alive and accessible to more people. And before you leave, pay attention. There's a special video waiting for you on the screen. Click it, because it's where we'll dive deeper into everything you just started to awaken here. It's the natural continuation of what you felt, and it could be the turning point you've been waiting for.